Hey everyone, my name is the Theme Park Evangelist. Well, I normally don't do this, but today I am going to be live streaming my second to last How I Met Venita vlog. And the reason for it is because I have two very important announcements to make. So we're going to start with the good news, which is Friday. Be on the lookout on my Facebook page, facebook.com/the theme park evangelist. If you have no clue how to find it, well, guess what? I'm going to make it really easy for you. I'm going to put it into the description right here. So give me a minute. And that should take you to my Facebook page if I did this correctly. If I did it correctly. I'm checking it right now. Yes, I did do it correctly. Okay, good. So I say it all the time. My Facebook page, I use it on a regular basis. I use it on a weekly basis. Sometimes during the work week, I do have time to post important announcements and whatnot, depending on what's going on. Usually I do vlog on Tuesdays, but this week it just happened to work out that it was today. And yesterday, ironically, I ended up spending some time with my brother and falling asleep on his bed. I was so tired. So anyway, not only am I going to make this announcement on here, but on Friday, make sure you check my Facebook page, because on Friday, as of from Kings Island, I'm just going to go with that, is going to announce their brand new water coaster coming to Soak City, which is their water park. So I'm very excited about this opportunity. I'm very excited about just their next big thing, I guess is the best way to put it. This year was Camp Snoopy, and next year is going to be a new water coaster, and we don't even know the name yet. So that is the first important announcement. And of course, the bonus was to make sure that you navigate over to facebook.com/the theme park evangelist, as I have in the comment section on the bottom right. And then you can go and see any regular posts I put, including the big announcement that I'm going to be sharing on Friday at some point. Lord willing, I will get the chance to get away from work just to do that. I work full-time at Chick-fil-A at CVG Airport. I work every Tuesday through Saturday. I work full-time hours, obviously. So, yeah, I definitely make good money there. But anyway, the second big announcement that I have for you guys is unfortunately not good news. Definitely not good news for me. A former Answers in Genesis employee, think he was part of the board, and if you do know him well, he was a singer, a songwriter, and he also sculpted a lot of dinos. I don't mean like real dinos, but like the artificial kinds. If you've been to the Creation Museum, you sorry, I can't talk sometimes. You should know this guy pretty well. Actually, let me get Katie on the line. Hi, Katie, bug on a rug.
Hi.
I'm doing a live stream, and you're a part of it.
Oh, good. Thanks.
You're very welcome. So I got Katie on the phone here, and I was just announcing that, yes, as of early this morning, Buddy Davis, the guy I was just talking about, went home to be with the Lord. And I'm happy in some ways because I know he's in a much better place but I'm also very sad because, let's face it, Katie and I looked up to the guy. He meant the world to us. We used to see him on a regular basis. We both have met him. We both knew him on a personal level. We both absolutely loved his singing and songwriting. He was a very loving, kind man, and he was just ready to go home and be with the Lord. And, I was mentally not ready to lose him, but at the same time, I knew it was best for him to go there too. At least he wasn't physically suffering anymore. At least he's not physically suffering anymore because he's in heaven now, rejoicing with God and all of his other Christian family and friends that are up there. Though we miss him terribly, I will one day reunite with him again, just like Katie will. And I promise I did not plan on Katie to call, but it was perfect timing.
Well, I was just calling to let you know I'm on my way over.
And yes, speaking of which, that's the reason why I'm doing this live stream now, is because Katie is on her way over. She had the day off today. She is getting a brand new roommate, if Katie wants to elaborate about that.
Not over the phone.
Okay, she obviously doesn't want to do it over the phone. I don't know if you guys can hear her. I had the volume all the way up, so you should be able to hear her. So, oh well. Very excited about her having a brand new roommate, and I think this will be a very good opportunity for her. And she actually works with this person.
Used to.
Okay, used to. Wait, what do you mean used to?
She doesn't work at the museum anymore.
I'll have to get with her on that later because obviously I either wasn't paying attention the last time she talked to me about it, or this was very sudden. I don't know. But she'll be here in like 13 minutes, so we don't have a lot of time. Is there anything else you wanted to tell me?
Nope, just that I'm on my way.
Yay. Well, I will see you when you get here. In the meantime, let's continue this live stream.
All right. Bye.
Bye. Love you.
I love you.
Mwah.
Mwah.
So yeah, anyway, moving on back to my How I Met Venita vlog or live stream, whatever you want to call this, now that we've done the thing with Katie. So about a year ago, give or take, a little over a year ago, I finally did take Katie to Polk County, Florida for her very first time, but we're only going to really be discussing the whole Venita thing. And I do have one more vlog for you guys, which is with Katie and I getting married in less than a year. How does that impact my friendship with Venita? Well, you're going to laugh, but I can take you guys back as early or whatever as February and March of 2024 this year. And by that point, Venita already knew that Katie and I were planning on getting married. So that's also why that one's going to be the absolute last one. But this one is just introducing Katie to Venita. At this point, she knows we're planning on getting engaged, but she doesn't know anything else personal yet. So as at that time, she didn't really know what else to think. So just to get you guys on the same page, I grew up in Central Florida. I spent most of my life in Lake Wales, which is home to Bok Tower Gardens and not too far from Legoland, Florida. I lived in Lake Wales for 14 years, and at one point in time, I was going to a church called Calvary Baptist Church in Winter Haven, Florida, obviously. But anyway, while I was going there, I was going to Sunday school with this close friend of mine. His name is Raphael, and that's as far as I'm going to go with that. And I'm also close friends with his parents. His parents own a farm in South Lake Wales. I say, or North Lake Wales, really, to be specific. North Lake Wales, because Lake Wales is so big, believe it or not, that stretches all the way from near a small town called Dundee all the way down to another area called Indian Lake Estates, which, believe it or not, is still within Lake Wales. Now, even though there's not a lot of people there population-wise, it is huge in space, if that makes any sense. So I arranged for Katie and I to stay with these close friends since they own a farm. They're Christians, and I've known them now 9 years, almost 10 years now. Crazy, right? And, I'm, going to their place and, visiting them whenever I can and sleeping there at night. So the very first day that I took Katie to Central Florida, like the very first official day, if you will, I took Katie to Disney's Polynesian Resort, and I introduced her to one of my favorite restaurants, Ohana, and that was the very first time she ever got to meet TJ, but, it's another story, and not meant for this series. And I got to introduce Katie to all the Disney resorts. So the next day, I happened to arrange for Katie and I to go to Animal Kingdom, and once again with TJ, because he was the one that was willing to get us in. And I really wanted Katie to meet Venita. So I arranged for Katie, Venita, and blah, blah, blah. And my brother was also on this trip too, which is very ironic. But aside from the point, I arranged for us to have dinner at one of my favorite restaurants. I have a lot of favorites, don't I? Called Ruby Tuesday. Once again, in Winter Haven, Florida. That way, Venita didn't have to travel too far. Maybe 10, 15 minutes max. And of course, it was later in the day, so traffic should have been a lot lighter. So Venita got stuck waiting forever. We finally caught up, and Venita, of course, was getting all upset. Venita's very patient, but you keep her waiting for more than 30 minutes without communicating with her, it don't go well. It does not. And Venita surprised me at the very end. So this is the part I really want to skip to. And this was after Venita officially met Katie and sat down and had dinner with her and kind of started listening to her, getting to know her. And at the very end, Venita asked me to follow her to her car. And I was like, okay. And Venita surprised me with an envelope. I was like, oh. And in the envelope was a gift card, I believe a gas card to be specific, which I did use, of course. And it also had a very sweet note in it, and just saying how much Venita was excited to meet Katie and for me to have Katie in my life. Now, keep in mind, this note was written before Venita got to know Katie on a personal level. And I was, very excited about Katie meeting one of my close friends. I mean, once again, for those of you who are new to this playlist, and for those of you who do eventually watch this live stream later on after it's done, it's just live streamed or whatever, or it's post live streamed. I don't even know the right word here. I did meet Venita at public supermarkets back in September of 2012. We worked together for 7 years, and we built a strong friendship up back in May of 2019, and it just kept getting stronger and stronger every year. And this is the very first time that Venita is finding out that this 18-year-old guy that she used to know is now planning on getting married to somebody that she may or may not approve of. And, I'm just going to be honest with you guys. It was, hard for Venita to fully accept the fact that somebody she's known for 12 years has really grown up this much. Yes, you heard me right. 12 years she's known me. And it's like she went from being a teenager to a grown man. It's just like, what the heck, man? Like, what happened? And it was just very hard for her to grasp, if you will. And I will tell you right now, the next day after the whole Ruby Tuesday thing, I did convince Venita, as much as she didn't really want to go with me, Katie, TJ, of course, to Universal. And I believe my brother was there too. And there was something that happened earlier that day that we're not going to go into. But aside from that, it was just really nice seeing Venita spending the entire day with Katie at Universal, getting to know her once again. Like, the dinner was a great start, but actually taking Venita to Universal and spending the entire day with us was even better. And I know it wasn't Disney. I know it wasn't really Venita's cup of tea. But as I explained to Venita, this is probably one of the few times you're going to see Katie for quite a while. So Venita was like, oh, all right, I'll, make an exception. And when I came down in February, I barely saw Venita because, I understand at that point Venita is tight on money. And I said, that's okay. We'll make things work. And it's just me this time. You've known me like your whole life, or at least for the past 12 years. So it's not that big of a deal. But last but not least, I wanted to mention that Venita also went with me, Katie, and TJ again to Magic Kingdom on Friday, July 21st. And that was my very first time riding Tron. Though I will be honest with you guys, I felt really bad. If you watched the vlog, it was called My First Time Checking Out Tron Light Cycle Run at Magic Kingdom or whatever, or just Tron Light Cycle Run. Katie's not a very big roller coaster person at all. And me, TJ, Kate, and Venita are all big roller coaster people. So what ends up happening to the person that doesn't like to ride roller coasters, and when there's no reason for you to get a locker? Yes, you dump all your crap on the non-rider, and then you say, bye, have a great time. And you go, meow, out of there. If you didn't catch my sound effects or references, I was quoting Wojak. If you guys are familiar at the YouTube channel, there's Lord Wojak that I'm subscribed to, and there's Low Budget Stories I'm subscribed to. Both are amazing YouTube channels. I love Wojak. He is hilarious. But yeah, I often use them in real life too, aside from YouTube. But anyway, yeah, I was just, really happy that Venita did get to go with us to Disney as well on that Friday. And once again, Venita got to spend the entire day with Katie and got to know her again on a personal level. And if I remember correctly, we went out for dinner that evening. I honestly don't remember where we ate at. I know we did something nice for TJ's. No, we didn't do it. We didn't go out for dinner for TJ's birthday. I keep forgetting that's February. But I do know that that's right. We went to Red Robin. That's right. But I don't believe that Venita was there. Not to my knowledge, anyway. But don't quote me on that. But I know that's where we did end up going after dinner that night, is we did all go to Red Robin together. I really wanted to introduce Katie to my local Red Robin that TJ and I claim should have our names in gold hanging above a table, because we sat there every single week for years So they might as well just give us a table. And we used to joke around that anybody who sits there has to pay us to sit there. Like, let's say for fits and giggles, $20 a week. Could you imagine how rich we would be? 52 weeks in a year times how many years that restaurant's been run? Almost 10 years. Yeah, we would be rolling in the dough. And yet I am working at a fast food restaurant in an airport just to make a living. So go figure on that. Well, it's about 4:30. Katie should be here anytime now, but I definitely will encourage you guys to watch my last How I Met Venita vlog, because if you are really interested in knowing how my close friend, former coworker that I've known for 12 years reacted to Katie and I wanting to get married and all the stipulations that we made once we get married and vice versa, then you're going to want to watch the next vlog. Now, there's going to be some things I'm going to leave out because some of the stuff that Katie and I are planning on doing after our marriage is not just nobody's business, but not everybody's going to accept that. But everybody has different opinions and whatnot. And one thing that I made very clear to TJ earlier this week was, at the end of the day, my main goal with this marriage is to make sure I'm honoring and glorifying God in everything that I do, especially with this marriage. And if this marriage is not Christ-centered, then this marriage is not going to work out. End of discussion. And I will admit, last July, the idea of getting married was definitely there, but it wasn't concrete. It wasn't set in stone. It wasn't grilled into our minds, if you will. I mean, Katie has literally taken this whole marriage thing so seriously. She's already got so many things accomplished. In fact, the one thing I do want to share with you guys. So originally I was planning on vlogging at Tricks and Treats Festival the weekend that it officially opens, the opening weekend, if you will. And Katie basically dropped the bombshell on me. There's a bridal show going on in Northern Kentucky and, my neck of the woods that we need to attend. And she's already invited my mother. She's already said yes. And Katie's like, this is kind of more important than YouTube. And I'm like, dang it. But okay, you got a good point there. And I promise I said dang it, not something else. And I'm just like, well, I guess I'll just have to postpone the vlog for another week, like the following week. But yeah, I really enjoyed this past 20-30 minutes. And even though not a single person watched during my live stream, which is discouraging, probably because of the time of the day, I definitely hope and pray that I do have people that will find this later on and watch it. It would have been cooler to make those announcements in front of a live audience, but it is what it is. Well, this evening, Katie and I are going to Dave & Buster's. We're going to go use some money that my good friend James gave me last week to drive him all the way up here from Dry Ridge. And we'll see what else happens. But in the meantime, I will see you guys in the next vlog. Just a reminder, Sunday I'm doing more at-home vlogs because next Monday I'm going to be vlogging at the Creation Museum. And that will be my out-of-the-house vlog for the week. No Kings Island vlog next week. Not going to be resuming Kings Island vlogs again until the following week. And that'll give the Halloween haunt decorations a chance to come up too. So that works out. All right. Always remember, you can do all things through Christ who strengthens you. Have a great day. Peace out.